Tonight's commute was just ugly. Police were called to scenes like this all across the city this evening. It was just bad timing. We didn't get a lot of snow, but what did fall quickly froze as people were just trying to get home. Let's get straight to meteorologist Michelle Boss tonight. And Michelle, the questions now, are we in the clear weather-wise, and how's the morning commute going to look? So
we aren't going to see any additional snow. In fact, we have some clear skies out there. What we're going to be shifting our focus from is from the snow to some bitter cold temperatures. But here's a look at some of the area's snow reports, which were pretty variable because, as you can see, Spokane didn't really get that much at the airport. 1.2 inches, the official amount. Coeur d'Alene, we got reports of about 4.5 inches. Pullman, an inch. Wallace, Idaho, and in the Kellogg area, 4.5 to 6 inches were some of the reports. At Newport, 2.5 inches. So temperature-wise, we're now in the mid-20s. It's already down into the teens in Coeur d'Alene. The last time we saw temperatures in the teens here in Spokane was back in February. So it's been a while since we've been that cold. We're going to see widespread bitter cold temperatures all across the region. But as you can see, the snow is pretty much out of here except over the Blues. We've got clear skies across much of the inland northwest, and those temperatures are going to be plummeting down to around 13 or 14 degrees tomorrow morning. On the plus side, we'll see some sunshine tomorrow. On the negative side, it's not going to really warm things up. A high of only 27 tomorrow. Milder temperatures on the way for the weekend, but it also looks like could be messy with rain and snow for Saturday and Sunday.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. And you may have received an alert from Spokane Police tonight asking people to limit their driving as much as possible. By 6 tonight, SPD told us they'd already responded to more than 50 crashes, and that number continues to climb. A variety of factors were at play, including, again, timing. The weather turned right as thousands of people were just trying to get home from work tonight. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk spent the evening on the roads and brings us more on what he saw.
Cars were slipping and sliding all over Spokane today, especially going up and down the Freya Hill. This car launched off the road and into a man's backyard. Neighbors here tell us they're used to seeing stuff like this. Just as we were about to go live this evening, a car going too fast and following too close swerved to avoid a truck and went into a 180 spin down Freya.
It's just kind of the way when you're on a busy street and it's on a hill, that's just kind of how it goes.
Jennifer Cook has lived on the steep hill for 5 years, and she wasn't surprised to see this car in her neighbor's yard. These boulders you see were put there for a reason.
It worked, yeah. And in the summertime, you can see on the tree that there's a lot of damage to it.
We saw even more crashes and slide-offs along the Grand Avenue Hill. A Spokane Transit supervisor truck slammed into the back of a bus, which hit a power pole. Just up the road, several cars got into a fender bender, causing even more slowdowns to the evening commute. Wheels were spinning on Cowley Street near Sacred Heart, which became a sheet of ice. Even people who tried to help push drivers struggled to get traction themselves. Tomorrow morning's commute could be dicey as well. That's why Spokane Police are encouraging drivers to leave early and give themselves plenty of time. Reporting from the lower South Hill, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
And earlier this evening, we checked in with the city of Spokane about their response to the snow and the ice this evening. They told us the big issue was their de-icer trucks couldn't get everywhere as quickly because it happened during the evening commute. They say they are keeping their late crews later and calling in their morning crews earlier. They also switched from a liquid de-icer, they said, to a granular de-icer like sand and salt to more quickly treat the area roads. We haven't yet heard of many closures, but there was one to report tonight, the Manitou Holiday Lights. That event was canceled this evening because of the driving conditions on the South Hill. Organizers say it will reopen tomorrow, weather permitting, so stay tuned for that one. We know this was a lot of information, and we want to make sure that you are safe out there. So for the latest on the forecast, road closures, and for a live look at the area roads, just text us the word SNOW to 509-448-2000, and we'll send that link directly to your phone. Also, be sure to tune in to Up with KREM tomorrow morning. We'll have more continuing coverage of how this weather could impact your morning commute. In other news this evening, the Spokane Regional Health District making headlines once again, this time because the district's administrator called the police on some of their employees. The reason? They were allegedly recording a meeting. KREM 2's Ian Smay listened to the phone calls by Amelia Clark and has more now on the alleged crime that could have taken place.
According to a statement from the health district, Administrator Amelia Clark called Crime Check after a recording was allegedly made of a meeting she was in without her consent. If the meeting was recorded without her knowledge, the people doing the recording may have violated state law. On December 6th, Spokane Regional Health District Administrator Amelia Clark called Crime Check. The reason?
Apparently today during a meeting, I had staff members record me unbeknownst to me. I did not know they were recording me, and they have now sent it to press outlets.
SRHD spokesperson Kelly Hawkins said concerned employees at SRHD alerted the administration of the recording of a meeting that had been made without their knowledge or consent. The district also confirmed the meeting wasn't being recorded by the health district. But that's all the health district will say on the matter. The district says it will not talk about matters involving law enforcement. That meeting happened on the same day that the health district fired 2 people. The Islander reported that they received the recordings from SRHD employees, and the meeting was about the firings. In her call to Crime Check, Clark also confirmed the Islander was sent recordings of that meeting. Washington is a 2-party consent state, meaning that all parties involved must consent or know a private call or meeting is being recorded beforehand. But according to lawyer Eric Stahl, whether or not a law was broken depends on more circumstances surrounding the meeting.
If the issue is something that's already being discussed in public or is of public as opposed to personal or private interest, it might not be covered. So it really depends on exactly what is being discussed.
He also explained that it depends on if people have a reasonable expectation of privacy. If the conversation or meeting is happening in public, like a loud conversation in a public park or area, versus a meeting between people in the privacy of an office or home. Hawkins said in her statement, this was not an all-staff meeting, but rather one where team members were invited to share thoughts and concerns openly in a safe place where they trusted those in attendance. She also told KREM it was not a meeting covered by the Washington Open Public Meetings Act, as it involved employees of the health district but not members of the district's Board of Health. Clark said she was told by Sheriff Ozzie Knezevich to file a report of the alleged recording, despite it being city, not county, jurisdiction. She also said she consulted the health district's attorney.
After consulting with our attorney, I need to file a report, and I would prefer for the report to be done in person.
Spokane police confirmed that on December 8th, 2 days after the meeting, officers responded to the health district to take a report. Hawkins also said in part of her statement that employees were informed of Washington recording laws after this alleged incident, and that any actions the administration carried out in response was to show employees they take alleged breaches of trust seriously. In the newsroom, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
A red kettle used to collect donations for the Salvation Army was stolen on Tuesday. The organization says a driver dropped off a red kettle to a girl pretending to be a bell ringer. When the driver returned to the store later that evening, the girl wasn't there. The Salvation Army said they are hopeful they'll be able to overcome that loss. A Spokane Valley HVAC company being sued now by the U.S. Equal Opportunity Commission for sexual harassment. According to the allegations, Air Control Heating and Air Conditioning's founder, Maxim Johnston, has sexually harassed female employees on a daily basis since 2010. The lawsuit continues to state that his behavior included touching women without their consent, asking them to wear more revealing clothing, and offering them tickets to a nearby strip club. EEOC says multiple reports were filed with the company's HR department, but that corporate directors did not take action against Johnston. So current and former employees with any information about sexual harassment at the company are encouraged to contact the EEOC. We did reach out to the company, by the way. They say they dispute the claims and, quote, look forward to having their day in court. This morning, protesters outside of City Hall were asked to pack up and remove all their property from the sidewalk there. When we come back, we'll explain where the protesters are now. Plus, later in the broadcast, our KREM Cares Christmas at the MAC event was yesterday. It was fabulous. We'll tell you more on how it went coming up later in the show.